environmental cleaning protection. Then we have the real estate committee meeting. So if you're not here for anything, you can wait in the hall. We're going to try to go through rules quickly. We have Mark Blanchard here from the Corporation Counsel's Office. The first item here is a settlement for $802.67.
Motor vehicle accident, city of Yonkers, snow plowing. The vehicle was unattended. The employee was not engaged in actually snow plowing right at the time of the accident. He was out snow plowing when the accident occurred with his back.
Okay, thank you. Mark's Department, the acceptance of $1,752 donation from their friendship team. Is there any magic fund on this?
No.
We'll put it on. Next item is the resolution, the approval and consent of the designation of Reverend Roy A. Cole as chairman of the Landmarks Preservation Board. We'll send that to intergovernmental for some sort of confirmation hearing. Was that what we did last time? Or we just sent it to the... Yeah. No, we did it as intergovernmental last time. We put the floor in intergovernmental and then voted for the floor. Yeah. Okay. The next three items all relate to the water meter replacement project. Now, this is a fairly comprehensive project. Do you want to explain it briefly, Mark, or do you want me to explain it? We're just putting it on the budget committee, so
okay.
Yeah. I mean, basically, what this is an electronic way to monitor the water. We'll discuss it in committee.
All three of them?
All three of them.
Well, 4 or 5 6 all related. Same project.
Okay. Now, on the items by the council members, the first item is Commissioner D. We're going to put that on. The next two items that deal with the landmarks preservation of the district and the Westchester County, I'd like to discuss this in real estate and come back to this after the real estate committee meeting. So if we can, at the end of the rules committee meeting, recess, so we'll come back after the discussion in real estate. Okay. The next item from Councilwoman Gronowski on the GPS, we're going to send that to legislation and codes. Do you want to say anything about it, Joan?
Yes, this is basically just legislation that says to install GPS tracking devices in all take-home city vehicles and possibly for consideration of police vehicles. The state of New York has a bid in place. The town of Islip has participated in it. Basically, their tracking devices themselves cost 99 cents each. The monitoring was $24 a month. They've saved thousands of gallons of gas, and we've heard improper usage of city vehicles, and so for obvious reasons, I think that it should be at least explored.
Okay, thank you. So sending it to budget. Sorry, legislation and codes. I'm sorry. The next one we're probably send to budget, and that again, would you like to make a statement about it, John?
Again, this emanates. Well, it started basically with the 24% tax increase that Yonkers residents got with the imposition of the county tax. We are very out of date with our assessment valuations. It will be a costly undertaking, but as I understand it, Yonkers has already paid out $5 million in CERT payments to date, which would probably be maybe double the cost of what a reassessment might be. So this is an exploration of a reassessment.
Very good. So we're sending it to budget. Thank you. The next item, which is your resolution for Ukrainian heritage, we're going to put on. The next item from Councilman Murtaugh, we're going to send to the environmental protection. John, would you like to say anything about it? Lead certification?
No, we're just discussing committee.
Okay, we're discussing committee. And then the last item, well, the second to last item actually, is really, it's just for your information, the special ordinance authorizing and directing the acquisition of 58 Purser Place was on the regular council meeting last time. It's going to go back to the regular council meeting. In the interim, I had a conversation just a few minutes ago with Mark Blanchard, and I asked him if we would in any way taint the resolution by adding a sentence, a section in between 2 and 3 that says in big capital letters that that no transfer of property by eminent domain or any other method will be approved without the express subsequent vote by the city council. And that does not taint the resolution. It makes it very clear that it has to come back here. I don't know if you worked on the specific legislation.
Big capital letters, what part?
12 at least. So that'll be there. So we're gonna send it back, and
But
hopefully.
I'm sorry, it will still have that
It has
eminent domain option in there?
It has to say that that's an option, but what's very clear is that this council cannot, the administration cannot pull the trigger on eminent domain without coming back to the council, that all eminent domain does is authorize the city to do an appraisal of the property and to enter into negotiations which might be friendly with the seller, and because we have the language in there about an eminent domain, he would be exempt from any capital gains tax, which is beneficial to him, so he might sell at a lower price. And again, I think a number of people on this council are on record saying that they would not support eminent domain in this situation. So it's clear, but we just need to move the process.
Mr. Blanchard,
I still have my
can we
issues
ask
with
Mr.
that
Blanchard?
language.
Please,
Can we ask him to explain why that language has to be?
please.
I mean,
I guess, I'm sorry, another way could be adopt a resolution that says the city's authorized to negotiate to buy the property, period. Not that we want to. can.
right.
Is this language used with all developments that we look to acquire from major developers to mom and pop type property
Yes.
owners? It is. It is.
It's just part of the law, and having the statement that the council president just read, by putting it in there, it just shows again that the council would adhere to the eminent domain procedure law, and that everything is transparent. It would come back in front of the council again. We really should.
But legally, it does not have to be there. We could adopt a resolution that says.
I think
we're
it
just
does
gonna-
have to be in there, but I mean, I could.
in
I mean,
other words, could we not adopt a resolution that simply says, city's authorized to go and try to purchase the property, period?
You know,
The mayor doesn't need that anyway. You know, he doesn't have to have that for us to go on and do it. It's the point of having eminent domain in there does impact the transaction in a number of different ways that the administration feels is necessary in order to pursue this.
But my point is, if a majority of council members don't feel it's necessary, what I'm hearing is the administration could still go out and try to purchase this warehouse.
I think that.
Okay, that's my point.
Can you please, first of all, I'm uncomfortable with the, I don't want to say intimidation with this language in a resolution, but I wonder how legitimate or how sincere the offer of purchase will be when there's a threat of eminent domain as a third option. And again, I'm not a lawyer, but I very clearly read language into these resolutions that we are approving eminent domain as an option, the terms of which might have to come back to us afterwards, but I want to know how deeply we are enmeshed in an eminent domain procedure if a resolution with this language is passed. Can you answer that?
You're not.
We're not committed at all
No.
in any way.
But you're also. Yeah, I think what you have to consider is, you know, there's two sides to what you just said. You're not. You wonder about fairness from the city side. If you're hanging eminent, you're presenting it as if, for example, the city's unfairly hanging eminent domain over a property owner. But without that in there, eminent domain also contemplates fair market value. It's not as if the city can just say, we're going to use eminent domain and give you 50 cents for your lot.
But
I know
it's
that's not
not-
what you're saying, but
it's
I
not
just
only
want to draw.
purchase price.
I just want to draw a comparison.
It's the forcing an owner who might not want to sell his property for that use. I mean, does he not own his property? As I said, I think eminent domain should be used sparingly, and I think the spirit of how it's been used now has been abused. It was usually used for roadways and to improve the overall benefit of a community, not for little pockets or segments of personal interest, no matter how valid. And believe me, a park is a very important usage, but is this how eminent domain was supposed to be used?
I can't.
I mean, I think the councilwoman has made it clear we don't want to do eminent domain, but I think you've made it clear that we're not committing ourselves to doing eminent domain. So let us keep the resolution alive with that language in there. If there's any reason, go back to the Corporation Council. If there's a way of changing the language, then we'll see. We're still, Councilwoman Barbados, concerned that the budget hadn't been presented to us. That should happen